Hey everyone, Whitney Cherry here with the University of Florida IFAS Calhoun County Extension Service. This is the training on our music and science kit, and it has been created at the request of our libraries for their summer reading camp, but we'll be using it fairly often after the summer as well. This kit is fairly compact, as you can tell, but it has lots of activities and things. As with all of our library kits, we always make sure that we include a book. So when you open your kit, you will find your book, Never Play Music Right Next to the Zoo by John Lithgow, and it's a rhyming book. You may want to read through it one time to make sure that you can get the phrasing correct, but it was fairly simple. You'll also find your green folder that has the written lesson plan in it, which has all of your instructions and materials. The object of this lesson is to understand how music is made and how we hear music. So that is what we hope that the children will learn by the time that the lesson is over. So the first thing you're going to do is read the book, Never Play Music Right Next to the Zoo. Then you ask the children questions that are here in your lesson plan. What happened when the people played music close to the zoo? How do you think the animals heard the music? Do you know how we hear music? And as you can ask these questions, hopefully you'll start hearing words like vibrations, sound waves, those things. So the key is that we want them to understand that when we play musical instruments, they vibrate. Those vibrations travel as sound waves to our ears. So to prepare, you're going to get your materials set up. There are 3 activities of sorts. One is the very first one is just a clear cup, and you put some water in it. And as you're asking the children what vibrations are and you're talking about those things, you can explain to them that vibration is the word that just means that something is shaking. And with the water in the cup, you should be able to tap the side of the cup and see the waves travel through the water, and explain to them that when you tap the cup, you can see when I tap it now, it shakes a little. We don't want to tap it quite that hard with the water in there, but you tap it, it shakes. The children will understand that. And then when you put the water in, they'll be able to see that little bit of shake, that little bit of vibration will make the waves. And also, if you have really loud music, you can also put it over the top of the cup and it will make waves, which they also think is really cool. But again, it has to be fairly loud. Or you can turn on a cell phone, or let them touch the speakers of a stereo system and feel those vibrations. That's another way. If you don't like the water in a cup activity, you can let each child feel a device that's playing music and feel those vibrations. As you continue, you explain to them that sometimes we call vibrations sound waves, and they move at different speeds through solids, liquids, and gases. And they don't have to know a whole lot about what solids, liquids, and gases are. You can explain that gas is air, so we hear sound waves through the air. And then you're going to do a cool activity with the solid aspect of it. So you pair the students up and give each pair one of these little bags, and it has, if they come apart, all we've done is tie a knot in the string around a regular metal spoon. They're going to just hold it, and another child is going to take a marker or a pencil and tap. You hear that tinking, clink sound. Then they should be instructed to wrap the string around their fingers. And you see I just took and wrapped. I'll show you again. The kids may have to wrap like this. As adults, we can do like this. Then you're going to take your fingers, and on this outside piece of your ear, I hope you can see that. You're not sticking your finger into your ear. You're grabbing this outside piece and pushing in with both fingers. And the children may have to bend a little bit so that they're bend at the waist so that the spoon is hanging. Now, of course, I would, if I were really doing this and wasn't trying to do it for you guys, I would make the string longer. You can see that it's almost as long as possible, and then allow the spoon to hang freely. Then when their partner taps and you ask them what that sounds like, they're gonna tell you that it makes a different sound. It sounds a lot like a gong. It's really neat. You should try this before you let them do it, just so that you know what the experience is. Also suggest that you have your cameras ready, because we tend to get some pretty awesome pictures and video when the kids hear that gong sound for the first time. That's such an incredible difference that they're surprised. So let them trade and make sure everyone gets a turn. If you have lots and lots of students and we didn't include enough kits, you can either make some more of the little spoon and string kits, or you just put them in larger groups and allow them to work together until everyone has had a turn. Ask them what the difference was, what they think the difference was. Obviously we hear traveling through air, then they were hearing traveling through the solid of the spoon, the string into their ears. I do ask that you collect all the materials from that activity back and neatly wrap the string like I did around the spoon and put it back into the bag, and put the bags back into the kit, because those are silverware that actually belong in our office. I'm going to need to put those back. There's also a craft activity in here. You should have plenty of time for that. I've included my example here for you. This is a craft stick harmonica, and we found the instructions for these online. They're included here for you. All that's here is 2 popsicle sticks. I used 1 toothpick. You can take 2 different ones and cut them to length, and 2 rubber bands and a piece of paper that's cut to length. So I will play it for you in case I don't get it made back correctly. I hope you can hear that. They will feel the vibrations of the paper when they make this. It was a very simple construction. I took the 2 craft sticks, obviously. I've included some paper. You can use any color, shape, or size you want. With plain copy paper, it just happens to be blue and legal. I laid my stick directly on top of the paper. You can see I left just a little bit of overhang from the end just because I didn't want the edges to hang off. I'm a little OCD like that. And then I just cut, tucked it in, ready to go. So laid down my popsicle stick, laid down my piece of paper, took the other popsicle stick and laid a toothpick, a long toothpick, over the end of it, and then just cut. I was just like, oh, that looks like about how long it needs to be. These do hang out a little bit, but they don't seem to be dangerous. Then lay what's left and cut, or if it's easier for you to just cut 2 toothpicks, that's fine. There should be plenty in the kit. So now that I have my paper cut and my toothpicks are cut, I'm going to lay this. I'm actually going to lay this. Well, I can do it like this, but you guys can see. The paper's flat, laying on the desk. I'm going to take 1 piece of toothpick and lay it under. Actually, I found out that it was easier to put my popsicle sticks together and go ahead and make my paper sandwich. And that may be the hardest skill right there for our kids. Then what I did, then you kind of have it stuck together already. So then what I did was take 1 piece of toothpick and make sure that that piece went under the paper. Then you can see it's kind of open. My next piece, I'm gonna have to lay down and sandwich it. So I'm kind of using it like tweezers, holding that toothpick in. So that piece of toothpick, though, went on top of the paper. So toothpick on paper, and I knotted this one up when I was taking it off. And then this toothpick's gonna kind of fall behind, or I'm sorry, this rubber band is gonna kind of fall behind that toothpick. I get all of that straight in there. Hopefully I put it back together well enough. It makes a little different noise now. The first time I did it, it played immediately. There we go. I got my mouth on there correctly that time. We've made several of these. They've all worked. Of course, pass out markers, let the children draw little pictures and decorate, make sure their name gets on there. So that was the craft activity. They'll feel those vibrations on their lips, and you can talk about how the harmonica works by vibrating the paper. The air is vibrating the paper. All right, and then in your reflection of that activity, you can ask the kids to name other instruments and tell you how they work. So drums, you beat on the tympanum, vibrates, so on and so forth. And then bonus games, we included ideas for a freeze dance. You play music and let the kids dance to the music, and you turn off, they'll stop. Of course, alternatives to that are musical chairs or cakewalk type activity. So I hope that you guys enjoy this kit. We worked really hard to make sure the activities were age appropriate and something that would be fun and help the kids to learn and discover some of the science behind music and using those words, vibrations and sound waves, and understanding exactly how things work on a fairly basic level. Hopefully will be enjoyable for you. So lots of games, the craft opportunity, the science experiment type part of it, and then of course the book is really fun because I love rhyming books. They appeal to all ages of children. So that is that. If you have any questions, you know that you can give us a call here at our office, 850-674-8323. You can also always email us here, cherryw@ufl.edu as my email address, or stop by and see us here at the extension office on Highway 20 in Blountstown. We appreciate you guys watching the training and using the kit, and if you have any suggestions or ideas for improvement, please let us know. If there's anything we didn't explain well, I'm always happy to remake a video. Thanks guys, we'll see you later.